Welcome, everyone. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, everyone, to another Ref Brandon and the Todd family YouTube video. Wherever you are, whatever you may be doing, we thank you so much for making Ref Brandon and the Todd family a part of your day. We always greatly appreciate it. If you watched yesterday's show or any other time this week, you know that I've said coming up on Thursday I'm going to be doing a quick over under on my prediction for the 2021 LSU football season because I've got a friend named Eric who is a big Georgia Bulldog fan, and he has a coworker that is LSU fan, and he wants to hear what I think about the LSU 2021 football season. And I actually know who it is, so I'm excited to hear what he thinks about my opinion of the 2021 LSU football season. Coming up on tomorrow, I'm going to be doing a quick prediction on the over-under for the 2021 Cincinnati Bengals, only because I've got a friend named Chris who is a Bengals fan who subscribed to the channel the other day. So I want to show my appreciation to him for subscribing by giving my quick prediction on what I think about the 2021 Cincinnati Bengals. He said he thinks they're going to be 5-12. Remember, the NFL is no longer 16 games. Now it's 17 games. So stay tuned tomorrow to find out if I agree they're going to be 5-12 or if I've got them a little bit better or a little bit worse. That's coming up tomorrow. But right now, as far as LSU goes, I'm not going to go into a long, drawn-out video about their schedule because it's actually an over-under, not a schedule breakdown. And also, if you've been watching, you know I've already did my prediction for Arkansas, and I predicted Arkansas to beat LSU, and I did my prediction for Auburn, and I said the Auburn LSU game should be close and could go either way. And I've also already said that I'm not a big fan of the LSU football season for this year, so you know already that I'm not going to say a lot of great things, but I'm not going to say a lot of bad things. I don't think they're going to be terrible, but I don't think they're going to be great. I've seen the odds makers right now that have them at 9-3. If they go 9-3, I'll be surprised. I just don't see it. And I know in my Arkansas video I said that I predict this will be Ed Orgeron's last year in Baton Rouge. I still believe that. I'm not a big fan of him. I know they just won the national championship a couple of years ago, but to me that was more about Joe Brady and Steve Ensminger than it was Ed Orgeron. I think they just caught lightning in a bottle and put all their eggs in the basket for that 1 year, and it worked. They were great that 1 year, but I don't think it's going to be a Alabama type thing where they're going to be in the top 5 every year. I just don't see it. Miles Brennan was supposed to be their quarterback last year. He's supposed to be some great player, and they played about 5 quarterbacks last year. And this year it's supposed to be Miles Brennan, and the closer it gets to football season, the more they're talking about Max Johnson. So they still don't know if it's going to be Miles Brennan or Max Johnson. For some reason, everybody else on planet Earth can tell that Miles Brennan's their best quarterback, but Ed Orgeron just don't see that. But their 4 non-conference games are UCLA, which is their opening game of the season on September the 4th. They also play McNeese State and Central Michigan in Game 2 and Game 3. So their first 3 games are non-conference. And then their last non-conference game is the 11th game of the season. The week before they play Texas A&M, they always wrap up the season by playing the Aggies. And, of course, their bye week will be in Week 9, the week before they play Alabama, which won't do them any good. Alabama's still going to kill them. I got them losing to Alabama, of course. I've got them losing to Arkansas. And I know they're going to lose to Florida. I'm not convinced they're going to beat UCLA or Ole Miss, but I'll give them at least one of those two. But if Bama is a for sure loss and Arkansas is a loss and Florida's a loss, they're going to have to win every other game to go 9-3. and I just don't see that happening. If they're still not sure who the quarterback is, they're still going to be having a quarterback controversy all offseason long. I don't know why Ed Orgeron can't see that Miles Brennan is their best quarterback, but if he didn't figure that out last year, he's probably not going to figure that out this year. But they will win a few games because Mississippi State's going to be terrible. Kentucky is going to be terrible. Ole Miss is going to be all offense and no defense. And of course, they'll beat Louisiana Monroe, and they'll beat McNeese State, and they'll beat Central Michigan. So if you ask me right now what LSU's record is going to be for the 2021 football season, I'm going to say 8-4. I don't know who the fourth loss will be, but it will be on there. But like I said, they're over under right now, according to the experts, is 9 wins. They've got them going 9-3. I just don't see it. I don't think they're going to be any better than what they were last year. Now, of course, last year, you can't really compare the records to last year to what it's going to be this year because last year was only conference games. But I can go ahead and tell you, if they would have played 12 games last year, they wouldn't have won 9 games. And I don't think they're going to win 9 games this year. And I think Ed Orgeron will either be forced out or he'll go ahead and step down and quit before he gets fired because ever since they won the national championship, between the off-the-field stuff and on-the-field stuff, they are headed in the wrong direction. I believe their national championship was because of Joe Brady and Steve Ensminger and not Ed Orgeron. Maybe they'll prove me wrong this year. And Eric, make sure you show this video to your LSU friend there at work and see what he thinks about it. But I've got LSU going 8-4 right now, which 8-4 is still not a terrible football season. There are a lot of teams that would be happy and satisfied with going 8-4. But I know if you're LSU 2 years after winning a national championship, you expect to be better than 8-4. But that's my prediction. I'll go ahead and say they beat UCLA as well, and they go 4-0 non-conference, and then they'll go 4-4 in the conference, 8-4 overall. I don't know who that fourth loss will be to, but they will lose a game somewhere. So my prediction right now for LSU in the 2021 football season, my over-under right now is 8. So if you're an LSU fan or just a college football fan in general, if you have any early season thoughts on LSU, please feel free to drop them in the comments. And if you have not watched my video yesterday where I did the top 10 bucket list United States vacation spots, please go back and watch that and tell me what your thoughts are on that. And don't forget, tomorrow will be my 2021 Cincinnati Bengals early season preview. And on Saturday, we're going to talk about AEW's Double or Nothing, which comes up this Sunday night. And let me go ahead and quickly say before we get out of here that if you've been following the channel, you know that I believe I've did 4 ACC teams over under, and I believe this LSU makes the 5th SEC team I've did the over under for. Now, I'm not going to do Clemson from the ACC, and I'm not going to do Georgia from the SEC, only because I have not yet decided who I think is going to win that game. So we won't do that until probably a week or two before the season. But for the rest of the ACC and the SEC, I would like to be at least 3/4 of the way done with the conference and my predictions by the middle of June, only because I want to save time just in case somebody wants me to do a prediction for a team from the Big Ten or the Big 12 or the Pac-12. Because come July, mid-July, early August, I want to start making my predictions on who's going to win each division and who's going to win each conference. And the only way to do that is to go ahead and do my early season over-unders for every team in the ACC and the SEC. And the reason why I'm sticking with those 2 conferences is because where I live at, here in my neck of the woods, almost every single person that I know likes a team either in the ACC or the SEC. So until the channel grows and gets really, really big, I know that almost everybody watching the channel right now that likes college football, either like somebody in the ACC or somebody in the SEC. So I'm trying to cater to our audience right now. Now, years down the road, when the channel grows and expands, if we continue to grow like we are now, I may eventually down the road do an over under for every single football team in the 5 major conferences. But right now, I'm trying to focus on this area because in this area, almost everybody likes somebody in the ACC or the SEC. But if somebody does step in here and ask me if I can do a prediction for a team from the Pac 12 or the Big 10 or the Big 12, I have no problem doing it. If not, then you'll find out what I think about some of those teams as we get closer to August when I start breaking down who I think is going to win each division and who I think is going to win each conference and who my 4 playoff teams are going to be for the 2021 football season. And there may be some surprises in there. I may have some teams that don't make the playoffs that most people think will make the playoffs. So stay tuned for that. Before we get out of here for the day, go ahead and give you my dad joke of the day. Is being a horse trainer considered a stable job? And that wraps it up for today's Ref Brandon and the Todd Family YouTube video. Until next time, it's Ref Brandon saying, just like in pro wrestling, life can be over by the count of 3. Tell your friends and family how much you love them. Bye.